Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching my channel, The Witty Turtle. My name is Anvesha, and right now I'm a CMA finalist. I have completed my Group 4, and recently in the June 2025 attempt, I have given my Group 3, and this happened to be my third attempt, and hopefully my last attempt. And like how, if you ask me how was my exam, then I'm in a very dicey situation right now. But yeah, let's not discuss that in this particular video. I'll come up with another video on that topic. So if you go through my channel, then in my last video, in my last long form video, I had given you a proper study plan and a revision plan for Group 4, right? Now, after uploading that video, I received many requests in the comment section that I should come up with a similar video for Group 3 as well, right? But I was a bit hesitant as I have not cleared Group 3 yet. So I was like, मैं खुद clear नहीं की हूँ तो मैं कैसे ज्ञान दे दूँ? But then again I received some comments and some messages that I should come up with a video where I'll be sharing what mistakes I had done during my preparation for Group 3, and I should make you people aware of that. And also I can give you an ABC analysis, like कैसे questions आते हैं, क्या आता है, for those students who are going to appear for their Group 3 exams for the very first time, right? So it is not a proper study plan video, but in this video I'll be giving you some faculty suggestions, I'll be giving you ABC analysis, and I'll also be telling you कि क्वेश्चन का लेवल कैसा रहता है, राइट? एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट आई ऑल्सो भी टेलिंग यू कि MCQ में क्या ध्यान रखना है, लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन में क्या ध्यान रखना है, what strategy I had applied and where did I mistake. So all those things we will be discussing in this particular video. So without any further delay, let's start with this. So first let's understand what are we going to understand in this particular video. So the first thing is that what are the mistakes you should avoid while preparing for your exams, right? Also, when you are doing the preparation, when you are doing the revision, and also during the exam, right? During the exam मतलब जब आप लोग exam के लिए पढ़ रहे हो, and also while writing the exam, right? What are the mistakes that you need to avoid? The second thing we will be understanding is honest faculty suggestion. This is not going to be a sponsored video. I am telling this in the very beginning. So I'll be giving you some honest faculty suggestion, and also I'll be suggesting some YouTube channels from where you can do which particular chapter, right? This is going to be very important. And next is that what kind of WhatsApp group you can join to get all the resources free of cost consolidated in one place, right? So the link for the WhatsApp group is already given in the description box below. You need to go and check that out, right? Now coming to the next particular thing. First paper that we are going to start with is law, corporate and economic law. So we will be doing ABC analysis, right? So whenever you are starting a particular paper, what is the first thing that you need to understand is your syllabus, right? And syllabus, and after that you have to see the question paper pattern, right? So that you will get a clear understanding कि मेरे को एग्जाम के लिए ये चीज़ें मेनली ये चीज़ें पढ़नी है, right? So it's very important for you to do the ABC analysis. Then you have to arrange all the resources, right? Because in law you have to you need your own handwritten notes, or you need a particular faculty's notes, right? I'm not saying that you can't study from ICMAI module, but that takes a lot of effort. So the first thing is that you have to do the ABC analysis, then you have to arrange all the resources, right? Whether it is your classes or be it your self-study, you have to arrange all the resources and keep it at one place. Now first let's understand for those students who are opting for self-study. So in this you have to make your own notes, or you can purchase books from any faculty, right? There are a lot of faculties like CA Shivangi Agarwal ma'am, Bhavya ma'am also from BCCA, who are providing only books also. Like you can purchase their classes also, and you can get only their books as well for your self-study purpose. So you can either purchase your books. And now I am giving you some faculty suggestions from whose YouTube channel you can do your law paper free of cost. First would be CMA Bhavya ma'am. She is from BCCA. You have to search for the YouTube channel of BCCA, there you will get her classes. She uploads some really amazing marathons, but the thing is that she mostly uploads them right before your exams, like maybe 1 month before your exams. So this is one option. For smaller chapters which can be done later, for those chapters you can definitely refer to her videos, right? I had done IBC and economic law from her YouTube channel. So, and it was very, very beneficial. Like, I had remembered all the corporate insolvency resolution process by heart just by watching her videos. Now, the next faculty would be CA Mohit Bansal. Now, Mohit sir ke YouTube channel pe you will get all the classes regarding company law. Company law you are getting for 40 marks, and you will be getting all the, like, at least 80% of the classes on his channel. Then for IBC also you can refer to his channel, and for insurance law also you can refer to his YouTube channel. Now the next faculty is CA Shubham Singhal sir. His soft copy books also you can find either on WhatsApp or on Telegram, and you can refer to his classes for cyber security law. This is a particular chapter in your economic law which is very easy, and one question comes for sure from that particular chapter. So cyber law ke liye Shubham Singhal sir hai, and for economic law also he teaches economic law really well, right? And next faculty would be your CA Shivangi Agarwal ma'am. She is like her classes are really therapeutic. Like, she teaches in a very slow and बहुत ही soothing voice है उनका. So you can watch her classes. For company law I would suggest, because company law I had watched from her videos also. Now all these faculties, because they are uploading it for free on YouTube, so the availability of these marathons depend upon, like, at what time you are referring to their classes, right? Now one very important thing for law paper is that multiple revision is required and multiple writing practice is required. You have to do a lot of writing practice when it comes to law paper, because in exam you have to write a lot, right? एंड अगर आप पहले आपने राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस नहीं की है, देन राइट ऑन द डे ऑफ एग्जाम यू कांट एक्सपेक्ट योर बॉडी एंड माइंड टू कोऑर्डिनेट इन दैट मैनर. सो राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ लेट्स सी द सिलेबस ऑफ CMA फाइनल लॉ. योर कंपनीज एक्ट, this comes for 40 marks, right? Like, the weightage is given as 40. For IBC it is 10%, and for corporate governance and social responsibility it is again 10%. So 60 marks you are getting from your corporate law part, right? So इसमें से easy क्या क्या है? Your IBC, insolvency and bankruptcy code, that is very easy. You just need you just need to do it once from any marathon or from your classes. Then you have to do 2 revisions and you are good to go with it. Then you have your corporate governance. This is also very easy. So these 20 marks you have to target, these 20 marks, right? Then for economic law, now this is a very dicey situation for most of the students. Like, there are students who are good at economic law and there are students who are good at company law. So choose your strengths accordingly. You know your strengths, right? If you had gone through the company law in your intermediate very well, so you can definitely go for Companies Act. And अगर नहीं हो रहा है, then economic law, for me economic law seems more easy than company law, right? So that was it. Here you will be getting cyber security, then anti-money laundering, MSME, and your FEMA and competition. These 5 chapters, every year you get these 5 questions from these 5 chapters, right? So these are something not to be missed. Now I have kept another thing. This is a ABC analysis, or you can say everything in a consolidated manner. I found it on a Telegram group, so I thought of sharing this over here. You can simply take a screenshot of this, like what are the things, like what they had given in the MTP and in the main exam paper, what were there, कौन से क्वेश्चन में कौन से चैप्टर से आया था. This is an analysis of that, and from this the faculty has decoded top 12 chapters for company law, right? This is something you can take a screenshot. Now let's understand again. From company law, even though the weightage is given as 40, but you generally get 40 to 45 marks from company law. Then from economic law you again get 35 to 40 marks. From IBC and corporate governance you get 7 to 10 marks each, and for MCQ you get 30, right? 30 marks. This is a compulsory question. And from 30, how much you should target? So in law what happens, it's comparatively easier for you to score more in MCQ because you are given with an MCQ bank by institute, right? उसको घोल के पी जाना है, ठीक है? Next, there are a lot of MCQ banks which is being circulated on Telegram and WhatsApp. So all those MCQ banks जहाँ से जो मिल रहा है वो आपको प्रैक्टिस करते जाना है, because in law it's basically theory and legal things, right? which are constant. इसका अगर आंसर 10% है तो ये आंसर 10% ही आएगा, राइट? सो if you have gone through a lot of MCQs, then getting your MCQs correct in the exam, that chance increases, right? So 22 to 24 out of 30 is a very good score when it comes to MCQ in law. Now again, this video is not for rank holder students. This video is for general students, for average students. So उनके हिसाब से मैं बना रही हूँ. If you are a rank holder material and you find कि ये तो बहुत easy है, मैं तो 30 score कर दूँगा, तो all the very best. But yes, this is for average students. तो क्योंकि मैं वीडियो बना रही हूँ सबके लिए है, so I have to take care of everybody's need, right? Now, what you have to choose, कंपनी लॉ पढ़ना है या इकोनॉमिक लॉ पढ़ना है या सारा पढ़ना है, that completely depends on your capabilities, right? So you have to identify which is your strong point. Are you good at economic law? Are you good at company law? किस में आप ज़्यादा अच्छे हो? In whatever part you are more comfortable and you are good at, you have to choose that particular part and you have to complete everything, right? If you are going for company law, then do all the chapters of company law, and economic law के जो भी A category chapters हैं, that you have to do, right? If you are choosing for economic law, then do the entire economic law part. IBC and corporate governance is fixed anyway, you have to do it, and do all economic law. And from company law, whatever important chapters are there, that only you do, right? So this has to be your strategy. I am giving you two options. You have to choose which option works for you depending upon what are your strengths, right? Now, for another thing, I have already told you that if your company law was good, then you can go for company law. Now what I did in the exam, I had prepared for MCQ, I had prepared for economic law and IBC and corporate governance, and from company law I had prepared only some of the frequently asked chapters, right? Not all, because I am not very good at company law. So that was my strategy. And how was my exam and what is my exam speculation? So the law paper went definitely better than my last attempts, and I could write almost 75% of what I had studied, right? Which is a good progress according to me. And was my strategy wrong? So I would say it was okay. Like if you have not left any chapter of economic law, then it's good. Good that you can score good marks in the exam. And in that case, if you have done selective study in company law, then it is completely luck based, right? In that attempt, if they have asked questions from those chapter which you had studied earlier, so in that case it's good luck for you, right? So company law का वो थोड़ा luck based रहता है. Now, list of important yet easier chapters, right? Again, this analysis is according to me. It can vary from person to person. So IBC and your corporate governance, these two chapters are very easy according to me, right? You can go through it. You can only 2 to 3 revisions are enough for these two chapters. You can watch classes from BCCA. I would suggest Bhavya ma'am's classes for IBC and corporate governance, right? Now coming to the next easy yet sure chapter, which is your economic law. So out of these, cyber security and MSME, I had done it from Shubham Singhal sir, his YouTube channel. Now these two are very easy chapters, right? And you get short questions from these two. Now the next 4 chapters are your PMLA, which is your money laundering, then FEMA, SEBI and competition, right? These 4 chapters also fall in the A category, and for this I would recommend you can watch classes of BCCA Bhavya ma'am, right? Her classes are really good at this. So these were the A category chapters. Now from company law we will be discussing the A category chapters, which is directors and KMP for sure. For those students who don't know what is KMP, it is key managerial personnel. This is a very important chapter in your law, so this is for sure. Then meetings, and meetings में भी specifically quorum, ये ICMAI का favorite topic है. They keep on asking quorum in every attempt, so this is not to be missed. And these two chapters you can do easily from Mohit Bansal sir's classes, right? Now coming to the next topic, which is your accounts and audit, right? You almost get one question from this particular chapter in every attempt, so this is a very important chapter. And lastly, company formation and conversion, you also get one question from this particular chapter. So these two things, like accounts and audit and company formation and conversion, you can do it from Shubham Singhal sir's YouTube channel, right? I hope you have understood how to approach law paper, right? Now coming to the next paper, which is your SFM. In SFM also we will be doing the ABC analysis, and we will be understanding the hierarchy of chapters, कहाँ से start करना है, कहाँ ख़त्म करना है. Now if you ask me whether taking classes or self study is good for SFM, I would highly recommend you to go for classes, right? And if you ask me for faculty suggestion, then it has to be CA Nagendra Shah sir, and recently CA Mayank Kothari sir has also started CMA specific SFM classes. So I would highly recommend Nagendra sir and Mayank sir for if you are planning to purchase classes. Then another those students who are opting for self-study, there is a YouTube channel which is HGPA, which is Harshvardhan Gaikwad Professional Academy. He uploads some really good marathons, so you can watch his marathons. Like मुझे उनका समझ में आया था बहुत अच्छे से. Then the next is Akhil Maheshwari sir. He had also given one free exam oriented batch. You need to go and check it out whether he still has those videos on his channel or he has made them private. अगर private कर दिया होगा तो फिर I'll provide you another link in the comment section below, right? So these are some of the marathons for self study, right? Now this is a question paper pattern analysis. Now the best thing is that in SFM the question number is fixed, कि question number 2 आपका capital budgeting से ही आएगा, like that. So this is something you can take a screenshot of. Now I have summarized that again. Question number 2 जो पहला है 2A, that is your capital budgeting. This comes for 7 marks. Then the next question is again from capital budgeting, but it is mostly like every time it is seen coming from risky proposals. When you start studying SFM, the first thing you will be saying is your risky proposals, which is very easy, and you can score really good marks in your exam if you have practiced a few questions of risky proposals, right? Now coming to question number 3, the first question is from leasing and the second question is from security valuation. Question number 4, it is bond valuation and mutual funds. Question number 5 is from your portfolio management. Both the questions from portfolio management, 7 marks each. This is also like for me, portfolio management and your risky proposals, these were some of the easier chapters according to me, right? Many people find the derivative chapter also very easy, but I found that a little difficult, but I would not say that, but yeah. So question number 5 is from portfolio management. You just need to practice lots and lots of questions so that all the formulas are printed in your head, right? Now the next is derivatives. Question number 6, you get derivatives, both the questions, and in one attempt they had asked 6A from portfolio management also, right? And question number 7 is again both the questions are from foreign exchange, and the first question is most of the time asked from derivative based forex, right? So that is again another thing. Now the question number 8 is theory. I have seen a lot of students who say कि अरे SFM में theory कौन पढ़ता है. I was also one of those students. I had skipped theory in my last 2 attempts, but in this attempt I studied theory, and I think that was something I did right, because the theory is very easy and you just need to flip the pages every day in order to memorize things. Now if we segregate the theory part, then there is a securitization chapter which is for 10 pages in your ICMAI module, right? 10 pages का ही मसाला है. Now for this you need to make your own notes. There is no shortcut to that. You need to make your own notes, and making your own notes will take you only 2 to 3 hours, right? मैं बहुत अपर एंड पे बोल रही हूँ. 2 to 3 hours में ये 10 pages का एक प्रॉपर समराइज नोट बन जाएगा. Now the next chapter is your digital finance. Now this digital finance is of 22 pages in your ICMAI module. And again I would recommend you to make your own notes for this, and this is a bit tricky, and to make these notes you have to give 5 to 6 hours. इतना तो लग ही जाएगा. And the MCQ which is being asked from this digital finance chapter, those are very confusing. Like in this exam I got really confused in the MCQs of SFM. Very confusing it was. Now for this particular chapter I would recommend you for digital finance, you have to, obviously you have to understand what is the concept, and also you have to do a little mugging up. रट्टा मारना पड़ेगा थोड़ा सा, because the things are in such a way कि हाँ थोड़ा सा MCQ वगैरह के लिए रट्टा मारना पड़ेगा. Now coming to the next chapter, which is your international financial institutions and markets, right? This is again another chapter from which you get a theory question for sure, which is of 22 pages again in the ICMAI module. For this I would suggest you, if you are getting Nagendra Shah sir's theory notes, then in that case you can refer to that, or else you can make your own notes. Making your own notes in theory topics is always advisable, because आपने जो खुद बनाया है आप उसी को ही recall कर रहे हो, so it gets easier for you to to memorize things. Now how to do this particular chapter? You have to make bullet points, and definitely you have to be very good at your understanding and your conceptual part, right? You cannot compromise in that. And because it is a bit tricky and it is a bit more understanding or conceptual thing, so to make your own notes it will take you 6 to 8 hours, right? I hope I am clear with this. Now we will understand some of the sure short question numbers, right? तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 जो है इसमें हमेशा ही आता है आपका कैपिटल बजटिंग. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 में भी पोर्टफोलियो है. 6, 7, 8 these questions are always fixed कि इसमें क्या आएगा. Question number 3 and question number 4, only these 2 questions are there जहाँ पे वो थोड़ा सा इधर उधर कर देते हैं चैप्टर्स का, but otherwise these 5 questions are always fixed. But again I would recommend you to choose according to your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Just because I am saying it, don't go for these questions, okay? Now question number 2A जो होता है कैपिटल बजटिंग का, which is generally a bit lengthier, right? So attempt that particular question at the end, because अगर वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा lengthy है and you are attempting for the first time in the exam, so it will kill a lot of time. So I would suggest you to attempt that question at the end. Now what are the must do chapters? The first has to be portfolio for sure, then your forex, then your derivatives, then theory. I would recommend you theory, but if you're not good at theory then you can skip this particular thing and you can choose accordingly, right? And lastly your capital budgeting. And capital budgeting is easy, it's not difficult, but it is very lengthy, so you have to keep that thing in your mind, and you have to attempt questions from capital budgeting at the end, right? Now coming to what is being asked in the MCQ of SFM. So the questions that they ask is actually very tricky in MCQ. It kills a lot of time. Like this time also all the MCQs were very for me it was very confusing, right? And how much is a good score in SFM MCQ? So out of 30 I would say 18 to 20 to 24 is a very good score according to me. And I would also recommend you one thing: don't go for the MCQs right in the beginning, because it will kill a lot of time of yours, right? So initially MCQ में नहीं जाने का, and keep the difficult ones to be done at the end. अगर भी आपने क्वेश्चन पेपर मिलते ही आपने कुछ थियरी MCQ जो भी आपको आता था आपने वो बना लिया, so yes, just mark it over there and keep the difficult ones to be done at the end. राइट. अदरवाइज बहुत सारे ऐसे MCQs, इस बार एक MCQ आया था, आई वॉज सॉल्विंग दैट एंड इट किल्ड लाइक 10 to 15 minutes of my time, right? And at the end I regretted कि अरे मैंने इस पर क्यों टाइम बर्बाद किया. So that was about your SFM. Now coming to your next paper, which is direct tax laws and international taxation. So first we need to understand your income tax comes in your exam for 60 marks, and your international taxation, which is comparatively easier, that comes for 40 marks, right? Now the faculty suggestion that I will be giving you over here is Vijay Sarda sir. He would be my personal recommendation because he provides you with the fast track batch, which is of 100 to 120 hours, right? Now there are a lot of students who keep on asking me on Instagram whether we should go for regular batch or fast track batch. Then I would say in DT you just need to understand the concept and do one or two questions from a particular concept, and the rest of the questions you have to keep on practicing. So if you are going for a fast track batch or an exam oriented batch, the classes will get over earlier and you will be left with more time to do revision and self study, right? More and more revision, more and more question practice is very important when it comes to direct taxation. In my first two attempts, the biggest mistake that I had done in DT was I had focused on syllabus completion, but that was a very wrong strategy. I should have gone for कि मैं इतना पढ़ूंगी लेकिन अच्छे से पढ़ूंगी. That should be the strategy, and I hope after watching this video you won't do that particular mistake, right? Now my personal recommendation would be Vijay Sarda sir, because he gives you classes which are which can be done in 100 and 120 hours, which is a very small time duration when it comes to your finals, right? Now another faculty would be Bhavar Burana sir. तो भंवर बुराना सर का जो क्लासेस होता है दैट इज़ very pricey, like it ranges somewhere between 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, in that range. So if you are able to afford that, then you can definitely go for it. Otherwise it's very pricey, but Bhavar sir teaches really well. Now the next would be Akshay Sen sir, and lastly CA Atul Agarwal sir. But I have not heard any I have not heard any reviews from any student who had taken his classes, but I have heard some really good reviews about his marathon lectures which are being uploaded on YouTube, right? उनके जो classes रहते हैं that is very CA specific, so I can't comment on that, but his marathons, and if you want to do any particular chapter कि हाँ मैंने सारा कुछ कर लिया बट ये चैप्टर मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है, आई वॉन्ट टू डू दिस चैप्टर अगेन, so in that case Atul Agarwal sir is a very good option. His marathons are available on YouTube and he teaches really well, so for any particular chapter you can refer to his classes. Now coming to the A category chapter, ठीक है? Now when it comes to direct taxation, one thing that you need to keep in your mind always is amendments. You have to be aware of the Finance Act कि आपके अटेम्प्ट के लिए क्या applicable है. Then you have to go through all the recent amendments, right? In your exam all the amendments that have come 6 months earlier वो आपके ऊपर applicable होता है. So whenever you are purchasing classes or whenever you are watching a marathon or whenever you are referring to any study material which is available online, make sure that it is relevant for your attempt. अगर आप जून 26 दे रहे हो तो वो मटेरियल जून 26 का होना चाहिए. इफ़ यू आर गिविंग December 25 अटेम्प्ट देन वो मटेरियल December 25 का होना चाहिए, राइट? आई होप आई एम क्लियर अबाउट दिस. नाउ ऑल द A category chapters would be, the first would be business restructuring, then international taxation, that is very easy and it comes for 40 marks and sometimes even for more than 40 marks, right? एंड इसी इंटरनेशनल टैक्सेशन में ही आपके 3 इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं. फर्स्ट इज़ योर NR टैक्सेशन, नॉन रेजिडेंट का जो टैक्सेशन होता है, DTAA विच इज़ योर डबल टैक्सेशन अवॉइडेंस अग्रीमेंट, एंड योर ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग. दीज आर वेरी easy and important chapters, and you get questions from these chapters for sure. So these are very very important, right? Now the next important topic would be your 115 ka series, 115 BAC, 115 BAA, all those things, right? That is also very important. Now the next is your assessment, appeal, revision, search and seizure, All these chapters are important, and when you are doing all these chapters, you have to go through all the case studies which are relevant, right? All the case laws, and you have to practice case studies, solving case studies, because in CMA exams you don't get direct question from these chapters. Like कभी कभी पूछ लेते हैं, but mostly they ask case study based questions. Now the next chapter, ये तो बोलना नहीं पड़ेगा, always important, capital gains and PGBP, right? Very very important. And then you have MAT and AMT, that is also important. And lastly your total income. When I am saying total income, इसमें सारा कुछ cover हो जाता है आपका, all the 5 heads, then your deductions, all those things are covered in your total income. Now coming to the B category chapters, equalization levy, this is a B category chapter. Then TDS TCS, CMA के एग्जाम में उतना पूछता नहीं है, but it's always good to be on the safer side, पढ़ के चले जाना. Next your case laws, very important. And lastly your advanced tax. Advanced tax में भी आपको ये भी आपके B कैटेगरी चैप्टर में ही आता है, इसको छोड़ना नहीं है, ठीक है. Now for MCQ, what is important? The only thing that is important is your conceptual clarity, ठीक है. आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है. And it's also important to solve more and more MCQs. And when we are talking about chapters like assessment, appeal, revision, search and seizure, ये सब में if you have any faculties MCQ bank, then keep on solving those MCQ banks, because that really helps in your exam, right? How much is a good score? So out of 30, if you are able to score 18 to 24, then that is a very good score, right? Now again you can take a screenshot of this particular thing. इसमें कौन से टर्म में किस क्वेश्चन पे क्या आया था वो बताया गया है. So we can clearly see कि 7B, 6A, 6B, your also this 3B, 4A, all these points, and 8B also, all these questions में आपका फिक्स्ड है, राइट, कि इसी चैप्टर से ही आएगा. 6A and 6B DTAA से ही आएगा. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर फिक्स्ड. सो यू हैव अंडरस्टूड बाय नाउ कि कैसे पढ़ना है, क्या करना है. नाउ व्हाट आर द श्योर शॉर्ट टॉपिक्स? फर्स्ट इज़ योर टोटल इनकम. इसमें से क्वेश्चन हर बार ही आता है. DTAA फॉर श्योर, ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग फॉर श्योर, सेक्शन 94B फॉर श्योर, असेसमेंट प्रोसीजर फॉर श्योर, टैक्स प्लानिंग, यस टैक्स प्लानिंग भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. टैक्स प्लानिंग में कैसा है ना आपका कि दे समटाइम्स आस्क यू टैक्स प्लानिंग, टैक्स अवॉइडेंस एंड टैक्स इवेजन क्या है, इनमें डिफरेंस बताओ, या फिर वॉट एवर द गिवन केस इज़ in the question, whether that is tax planning or tax evasion or tax avoidance. So you have to do it, right? Then some of the tips are, international taxation you have to do thoroughly, no compromise in this particular part, right? Because it is comparatively easy and you are supposed to you can score good in this. Next has to be your PGBP, right? This is, I am telling you the hierarchy. Then you have your assessment, then appeal, revision and rectification. This is called ARR, appeals, revision and rectification. These are very easy. If you have taken classes from Vijay Sada sir, then he would make it very easy for you. Then lastly tax planning. Tax planning में कैसा है ना, you have to understand all the concepts of total income for tax planning, like all the deductions and all those things. So ये last में करना. बाकी these 4 things, इन चारों चीज़ों में कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं है, राइट. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज़ सम ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. प्रैक्टिस इज़ द की, ठीक है, प्रैक्टिस करना है. मल्टीपल रिविजन यू हैव टू डू इट. डिडक्शन अंडर चैप्टर 6A, दिस इज़ योर वैलिड इन योर ओल्ड टैक्स रेजाइम, बट it is relevant for your tax planning chapter. So if you are left with a good amount of time, then do not ignore this particular chapter. Then make sure that you go through all the amendments, right? क्योंकि in every attempt amendments are one of the most expected questions. This tip is for those students who are appearing for the first time. So कैसा होता है ना कि इस बार अगर कोई amendment आया है, so all the amendments always become the A category topics, right? वो हमेशा ही important बन जाता है. So they are your expected questions, so don't forget to go through the amendments. Then for those students who are giving second or third attempt, You have to take care of all the consequential amendments. Consequential मतलब अगर कोई आपका आया है PGBP में फॉर एग्जांपल कोई अमेंडमेंट आया है, so that would be by default relevant for any TDS or any deduction chapter which is linked to that particular section, right? So you have to take care of those consequential amendments. Then दिस टिप, ये वाला जो टिप है ये मैं 3 अटेम्प्ट देने के बाद समझ में आया कि ऑलवेज ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट मोर नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस बिकॉज यू आर गिवन विथ स्टेप मार्क्स इन योर एग्जाम, राइट? तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम गिविंग यू एन एग्जाम्पल ओवर हियर. देयर इज़ वन स्टूडेंट हु हैज़ solved question number 1, 2 and 3 completely and he has not touched question number 4 and 5, right? So in first question it was almost correct, so out of 14 he got 12. In the second question he got 11. In the third question he got 10. So his total marks are 33. Now coming to the second case where the student has attempted all the questions, all the 5 questions, and none of the questions are completely correct. Okay, so in the first question for example he got 10. In the second question he got 7. In the third question he got 9, then 8, then 4. So now his total is 38. So if you know, right, only if you know the answer correctly, or at least you know the provision, so always go for more number of questions to be attempted, right? So that somehow increases your chances of your क्या बोलते हैं उसको, chances of getting more marks. Now coming to the last and for me it is the easiest paper in group 3. It might vary for different students. This is your strategic cost management paper, right? So here one thing we need to take care of is the question paper pattern is fixed over here, right? Then we will be doing ABC analysis, we will be doing some faculty suggestion, and what should be the hierarchy of questions while solving the question paper in the exam, right? Now this is something you can take a screenshot of. Then we will understand the exact segregation. Section A में you have MCQ, right? You will be getting 15 MCQs, 2 marks each, so a total of 30 marks of MCQ, right? Now in cost paper, in SCM paper, the segregation is correct, like the segregation is fixed. From cost you get 5 practical questions and 2 theory questions, so which comes for practical 10 marks and theory 4 marks. In your quantitative techniques, और जिसको हम प्यार से QT बोलते हैं, so in that also you get 4 practical questions and 4 theory questions, so that sums up to be 8 plus 8, a total of 16, right? And from cost you get 14. So this is your MCQ segregation. Then coming to section B, which is your long question, where you have to do 5 questions out of 7. So here the first question, which is your question number 2, that comes from your decision making chapter. Decision making is one of the biggest and lengthiest chapters in your strategic cost management, and ये आपका module 3 में है, ICMAI module में, module number 3, and you get one question which is for 14 marks, right? 14 marks का एक question आता है. If you ask me whether you should go for this particular question, then I would recommend you not to go for this question, because in order to do the module 3 आपको बहुत सारा chapter करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए, right? Now coming to question number 3, here in question number 3A, in every attempt they have been asking question from transfer pricing, ठीक है? So यहाँ पे मैंने ये स्टार मार्क किया है येलो कलर में, which means कि ये questions fixed हैं, श्योर शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस हैं. सो वन ट्रांसफर प्राइसिंग क्वेश्चन फॉर 7 marks is being asked in question number 3. Then coming to question number 3B, here you get one 7 marks question which is again from module 3, which comes either from target costing or from life cycle costing or from decision making using probability, right? In my last attempt they had asked from target costing, which was a very easy one. Like if you have taken classes from Ashutosh Lata sir, or you have solved his question bank, then you can easily go through that particular question. इससे पहले वाले attempt में they had asked question from decision making using probability. Now coming to question number 4. So question number 4 का जो A है ना, in this you generally get a question either from ABC analysis or from throughput costing or from your just in time, right? One 7 marks question you get either from these three topics. In my attempt, in the last attempt, they had asked from ABC analysis, ABC analysis बोल रही हूँ, sorry, activity based costing, which was again an easy one. If you have solved a bunch of questions from ABC, then you can easily get through it. Then in question number 4, the second point is a theory based question, which is generally asked either from your value analysis or from your lean accounting. So choosing whether to choose question number 4, because it has a theory question, so it completely depends on your strengths and weaknesses, right? So you can choose it gradually. Then coming to question number 5, which is a sure shot question, which comes from your standard costing. So isme generally they either ask one question, one long 14 marks question, or they ask 5A and 5B, each of 7 marks, right? But both the questions are directly from your standard costing. And in standard costing they also ask one reconciliation thing, so वो reconciliation statement बनाना रहता है, so that is also again very easy. So if you have gone through the classes, और अगर आप book भी खुद से पढ़ोगे, then you can easily get through it. Now from the cost part you get 4 questions out of 7, right? So 4 into 14 कितना हो गया, 56. So you get 56 marks from your cost. Now coming to the QT section. In QT section you get 3 questions. So 14 into 3, it is going to be your 42 marks of long questions being asked from your QT section, right? Now again it depends on you कौन से questions choose करने हैं. Now coming to the first question of QT, which is question number 6A. यहाँ पे either they ask question from assignment और from linear programming problem, जिसमें से dual वाला important बन जाता है automatically for 7 marks, and also you get a question from transportation. ये मैं भूल गई थी, transportation से भी आ जाता है इसमें. Then for 6B it is a fixed one, every time they ask from simulation only, and simulation I am telling you this is one of the easiest topics of QT. Now coming to question number 7A, where they have this network analysis, right? So in question number 7, I think in almost every attempt they have given only one question from network analysis, which comes there for 14 marks, but in one attempt they had given 7A from network analysis and 7B from learning curve, and that is also again for 7 marks. So my suggestion would be, हाँ learning curve आप करके जा सकते हो because that is a easy one, but chances are more that they will be asking questions from network analysis itself. Now in network analysis, what are the important topics? Crashing for sure, then floats calculation for sure, and next would be your Z table analysis, right? In my attempt they had asked for Z table analysis, and I think crashing was also there. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, Z table was there for sure. And Z table might seem very difficult, but when you watch classes, I think Ashutosh Latta sir has uploaded a marathon video for network analysis where he has taught Z table also. So if you have not taken classes, then you can refer to his classes also. Now coming to the last question, which is question number 8, that is your maxima minima or game theory, right? So you know in the new syllabus there is an addition of these 3 chapters: time series, maxima minima, and your game theory, right? So in maxima, so 8A में या तो आपका मैक्सिमा मिनिमा से एक क्वेश्चन आएगा या फिर आपका गेम थियोरी से एक क्वेश्चन आएगा. आई फाइंड गेम थियोरी ईजियर देन मैक्सिमा मिनिमा, but question number 8 I had not attempted in the exam because I was not very confident in these 3 chapters, right? So one question from these 2 chapters comes for 7 marks, and question number 8B, that is again fixed one, that comes from time series, again for 7 marks, right? Now we will understand what are the sure short questions: transfer pricing, standard costing, simulation, network analysis and time series. ये वो 5 chapters हैं जहाँ से आपको sure short questions आते हैं. Now what I did in the exam, so I had skipped question number 2 and question number 8, and I had attempted question 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of which question number 4 का जो theory था, that I did not do मतलब ऐसे ही मैं लिख कर आई हूँ बस. ओके. एंड बट choosing which question to be attempted doesn't depend on me. That depends completely on your strengths and your weaknesses. And how will you understand what are your strengths? For that you have to give mock test, you have to do multiple revisions to be able to understand कि आप किस में अच्छे हो, what are you good at, right? Now what should be the strategy? So the strategy according to me would be, your QT part is always easier as compared to cost. Easier, ठीक है. एंड QT कम्स फॉर 42 मार्क्स, आउट ऑफ विच अगर हम ख़राब से ख़राब भी सोचें तो आउट ऑफ 42 यू कैन एटलीस्ट स्कोर 32 और मे बी 30 तो स्कोर कर ही लोगे, राइट. देन फ्रॉम कॉस्ट पार्ट you have to, if you have done 3 questions from QT, then you are left with 2 more questions to be done from the cost. So for this I would highly recommend you question number 3, because that is very easy. Both the question number 3A and B, both the points are easier, right? And then I would recommend you question number 4 or 5 depending upon your strengths, right? So this is for 28 marks. So out of 28 you can at least score 15 to 18, right? So here you got 30, here you got suppose 15, खराब से खराब भी हम सोच के चलते हैं, then also you are getting 45, right? Then also you are getting 45. And in MCQ, if you are getting 16 marks correct, then also you are getting an exemption. So that was it, कि कैसे आपको स्ट्रैटेजी बनाना है. Now the next thing in strategic cost management which you need to take care of is that it's very lengthy. Like in my attempt, in this June 25 attempt, the paper was so lengthy. Like I was sure that I'll be getting good marks in strategic cost management because I had done a lot of practice in that, right? But the paper was so lengthy and the MCQs were so confusing that it killed a lot of time. Like I was expecting कि this paper will help me reach the aggregate of 200, but right now I am really in a great confusion and big doubt कि whether I'll be getting 200 in aggregate or not. So ये वैसा पेपर है. Now क्योंकि पेपर लेंथी होता है, you are left with lesser amount of time, right? So in this case what matters is your accuracy. If you are able to attempt lesser questions, then your answer should be accurate, right? And for that you need lots and lots of practice, right? And also this time the question paper was very confusing. So in that case what are you supposed to do whatever you know, right? आपको जो भी आता है आप वो करते जाओ, because in the exam you are given with step marking. So even if you have done a question half, so you might get 5 or 6 at least from 14, right? So that should be the strategy. For MCQ, I would say this time it was highly conceptual, it was highly lengthy when it comes to the numericals, and for theory it was very confusing. Like the MCQ part of strategic cost management for me was very bad. Like unexpectedly it was very bad and it was very very confusing, right? So that is a thing that I am warning you, I am giving you a warning that MCQ ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत easy आ जाएगा ना. MCQ is always conceptual, lengthy, confusing, like all the options would seem similar to you, so like that. And what I will be recommending you is to go for the MCQ bank which is given by ICMAI. It is available on the website of ICMAI for all the 4 papers. Do it and you will be somewhat ready for the exam. Now some of the faculty suggestion. CA Ashutosh Latta is my personal favorite for SCM because he teaches the concepts in a really good manner, and his books are available at his app which is LPA CACMA. That's the name of his application. You can download it from Play Store and you will be getting his question bank for ₹10 only. ठीक है, सॉफ्ट कॉपी ही मिलेगा, ऐप पे ही पढ़ना है, बट 10 रुपये में मिल जाएगा. देन इफ़ यू अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश ओनली, यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी, देन इन दैट केस अनदर फैकल्टी इज़ देयर हु प्रोवाइड्स क्लासेस इन इंग्लिश, हु इज़ मोहम्मद ताबिश. You can watch his marathons on YouTube. And the next faculty who provides free classes on YouTube is CA Pankaj Saraogi sir. you can visit his YouTube channel for some free content, right? Now let's address some of the frequently asked questions which are very controversial, right? कि group 3 का जो preparation है, what is the duration required for preparing for group 3? So I would say to take classes, it's at least 4 to 5 months, because all the classes are very lengthy in group 3, because all the 4 papers are very lengthy, the syllabus is vast, right? पूरे CMA का syllabus एक तरफ है and group 3 का syllabus एक तरफ है. So I would say 4 to 5 months. If you ask me how much time did I take for completing group 3, so it will be, mine took more than 7 months, which is, I'm very ashamed of that. I don't know what happened to me at that time. Group 3 में मेरा बहुत टाइम चला गया, be it taking the classes or be it doing the revisions or be it the attempts, because मेरे बाकी फाउंडेशन, इंटर, ग्रुप 4 सब कुछ फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में हो गया, ग्रुप 3 में ही 3 अटेम्प्ट लग गए. So yeah. Now this duration of taking the classes, this varies from person to person, right? This varies from person to person. तो मेरा वाला बहुत टाइम लग गया, कोई 2 महीने में ख़त्म कर देते हैं. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर कैपेसिटी, राइट? मैं इसमें किसी को जज नहीं करना चाहूँगी. Then coming to the revision section, what is the duration for revision? So I would say 3 to 4 months is sufficient. And if you ask me how much time I took, so mine took forever, because अभी तक भी मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ whether I'll be clearing group 3 or not. So yeah, तो ऐसे ही आपको चूज़ करना पड़ेगा कि you have to do a proper ABC analysis for all the 4 papers. This video is not to give you कि यहाँ से question आएगा. This video is an overview for your upcoming group 3 examination. I am guiding you just as a senior or maybe a big sister कि मैंने ये चीज़ किया था, मैंने ये गलतियाँ करी थी. Now it's your time not to repeat these mistakes, right? So yes, that was about today's video. I really hope you found it a useful one. And अगर आपको अच्छा लगा है, then do share the video with all your friends who are giving their group 3. And like the video, subscribe to my channel and help me reach 13,000 subscribers.